Hey guys, and welcome to some early access between myself leading the Dwarfs going up against the legendary Battlesea as the Vampire Coast. So in the front we are going to have some zombie pirate deckhands, 3 units in total, backed up by the double sirens on the flanks. So these lovely ladies have seen a really nice boost up against the Dowie as they've lost their magic resistance. Going from magic to spell resistance really has buffed them because of course these magical attacks with bucketloads of armor piercing are now going to punch through fully. They're also going to be having that charmed ability, and Dwarfs not famously known for their melee attack. But yeah, these ladies are going to punch through rather nicely. Bolstered by that terror is going to be a bit of a nightmare here to deal with. In the front line as well, a really nice elite unit, we are going to be having the Depth Guard. These bad boys are extremely awesome to look at and very proficient on the battlefield. Really good armor class coming in at 90, bonus versus infantry, 71 weapon strength with frenzy, and then also the hunger. So they're going to be healing in melee combat, making them a very sticky unit. In the middle, bringing the range, we are going to have 2 units of the deck gunners, so 245 range with bucket loads of armor piercing and shield breaker, which makes them very good up against most of the shielded dwarfs. We're going to be having carronades in the back, backed up by the best of the queens. Queen Bess is going to be blessing us on the battlefield today, and she's going to be bringing all the punch. 450 range, good slows as well, and she is just a nightmare. So her on the battlefield is going to be really fun indeed, and the accuracy of this beast is something to be rifled for sure. In the sky we are going to be having Fellbats, and then for the Lord choice we are going to have Count Noculus. So the man, the myth, the legend is going to be here with the Arcane Conduit, the Smoke and Mirrors, and the Curse of Undeath, with the spells of the Invocation of Nehek, Drown Dead, and Pit of Shades. The ability, the Captain Roth's Moondial, giving lots of summons here on the battlefield, and then Hunger in melee combat, making him rather tanky as well. So a really nice build here coming in for Battlesea. I'll be very interested to see how this works. So in the sky we are going to have 4 units of my big boys. So the Gyrocopters, 4 of the Brimstone guns, really good armor piercing, anti-large fire ammunition as well, meaning they really nerf up against all that regen. And then we are going to have the beautiful Sky Hammer. So the Gyro Bomber in the middle, he has been nerfed a little bit. So the missile strength going from 1.5k down to 1.3, and suppressed going from 36% down to 30%. Additionally, spell resistance going from magic as well is quite a big loss here for the Dowie. But we do have some bombs. We have these Sky Hammer bombers, and then obviously some bombs on the Gyrocopters. So they're going to be hopefully using those as much as possible. So in the backside here for me, we are going to be having the Dragon Backslayers with those beautiful orange mohawks. We are going to have the hero, which is going to be the Master Engineer. He's going to be bringing a really nice sniper with 300 armor piercing missile strength, and then the abilities of the Flash Bomb and Restock. For the Lord choice, we are going to have the man, the myth, the legend. We are going to be having Thoric Ironbrow. He's going to be having 2 of his runes, the rune of speed and then the rune of slowness. On the front line, we are going to have 1 unit of the Iron Breakers, really strong there with 125 armor, 66 melee defense as well, but they're going to be supported by some of the most legendary heroes ever known. So the Nordgremling Iron Breakers are going to be on the battlefield, 103 leadership, which is basically unbreakable, 125 armor, 79 melee defense. Most of the lords and heroes would be rather impressed if they had such a high stat, and these boys with their blasting charges are a nuisance. On the front to support them is going to be the Peak Gate Guard with this beautiful royal blue, and of course those runes on those hammers, giving them magical attacks, armor sundering, and good armor piercing with that weapon strength. This anti-infantry unit is going to be very good up against sirens, and then any good armored targets. So in the front, a bit of an early mistake for me. I started dead in the middle. I went forward and immediately I realized my mistake. You can see I'm darting to the side, but it's just too late. These deck guns are going to be firing downtown on my face here, and the Gyrocopters are taking so much damage. It was hurting my soul from the beginning. My lovely dwarfs are getting demolished here. And I said, it doesn't matter now. The mistake has been done. I have to ride it out. I have to get in there and maximize my damage per second. I need to get on top of these beautiful snipers and take them down as quickly as I can. The deck gunners are going to be doing some great damage here in the middle, and the Brimstone guns are really going to try their best to fight here up against the deck gunners. So they're going to be shooting into the middle. The Sky Bomber as well is going to be trying to do as much damage as it possibly can. 1.3k weapon strength, which can also be spread over multiple models with its nice machine gun fire. Is going to be doing some brutal work here in the front. So the deck gunners are going to be below half HP and also crumbling. The right side was saved thanks to a nice invocation, but that's not going to keep it going. They do break 2 units. One does return there in the backside. The second is also going to return, but we do have a pretty slow turning speed here for the deck gunners. So they're going to be doing some really nice damage, but I am going to get rid of the main threat. Of course, the carronades also going to be firing here up against the Skyhammer, but here, you know, I'm also getting shot in the backside. You can see the Nordgrimling Iron Breakers down to about 40% HP. Everywhere in the battlefield, I'm getting absolutely smashed, and as you can see, balance of power is hating me. It's going to be in the favor of the Vampire Pirates, but you can see here the deck gunners are going to be going down. So a small mistake here from Battle C, but of course he got back into it really quickly. One of the Fellbats in the back, he wasn't quite using it, but as soon as he dived it forward, it started to become a nightmare for me. So he's diving it forward, pushing back my gyrocopters, and then he's getting it in there and being a bit of a nuisance. So now we're taking care of the deck guns. They're going to be going down rather quickly. I now need to focus on the backside. The carronades, getting some bomb drops here in the backside, getting rid of these really irritating artillery pieces. You can see they're going to be wavering already. Just a few shots here, as these do count as artillery pieces. The gyrocopter is going to be really taking down these zombie models. Queen Bear still going to be firing at the front. We can see my Nordgrimlings, only 63 models, 2,500 HP. They're looking rather sad indeed, and I'm feeling rather sad for them. In the trees though, 2 units of the sneaky Mongols is going to be hanging around and being a bit shady as they do. I cycle through, and there's a really nice kind of square shape that they have for the formation of the Queen Bess. And a little bit unfortunate here for Battle C. He needed to drop the artillery crew off and run away from the Sky Bomber, but here I was able to get 5 of my bomb drops down, and I was able to take out Queen Bess and some of the artillery crew. In the middle, artillery crew also going to be going down, and this was a huge win for me. I'm now starting to win the sky. Only 1 unit stands in my way here with the Fellbats. So I drive down here with the gyrocopters in the back, which brings down the Fellbats with me. Flash Bomb is going to be going on top to slow them and reduce that mass melee defense. They start at 44, but the Flash Bomb brings them down to 20, and I tried to get the Slayers on them to slow them even more so I could really rip them to shreds here with those beautiful dual-wielding battle axes. But in the middle, blasting charges tearing through these Syrenes. They take a massive hit, go away, and then of course more blasting charges are going to be coming through. It's really sad to see my Nordgrimlings are going to be getting smashed to pieces, and that's all down to me. Such bad micro, but either way, it is what it is. And now we're actually going to be having the Elite Depth Guard fighting up against my Nordgrimlings. The Rune of Speed goes down, giving me some good bonuses there to melee attack, and then my Lord Choice is going to be fighting up against Noculus. So he's going to be in the middle, doing some pretty good damage indeed. On the left-hand side, crumping up against the Syrenes. I was fighting up against Battle C in VC, and he's like, oh my god, my beautiful Syrenes are dying so quickly. I was like, yes, you forgot that the Peak Gate Guard have magical attacks there on those beautiful hammers. But these bad boys do go down pretty quickly. The Syrenes have felt the full force of the Dowie, and in the back a beautiful summon here, which is going to be the Zombie Pirate Deckhands, compromising the Master Engineer. I was using him as a bit of a sniper here to shoot up against Count Noculus, but we can see Noculus is going to be chasing up against Thoric, and I lead him on a little bit of a chase so I can shoot him here with the rest of my force. So as I run away, we can see Suppressed there going down on Noculus. 27 speed for him, but that charge bonus is going to keep him activated up against Thoric Ironbrow, keeping him in the fight. Oh my god, big hammer to the face there as these two duel in the middle. Look at this, epic fight indeed. I love it when the thunder cracks off his hammer as he smashes through Noculus. Oh, what a fight indeed. But we are going to see here, I try and do a little bit of a play, so I use the Rune of Slowness, which slows down Noculus. I get away with Thoric, and then I'm waiting for that Suppressed to fire through as well. And you can see the Suppressed does activate as he gets shot. Only 10 speed here for Noculus, and now we're going to be getting the Dragonbacks around the back here to hopefully try and see if we can fight and free up my Master Engineer. On the right, the true heroes of old, the Ironbreakers, are going to be holding very strong here. And, you can see Death Guard, Syrenes really trying their best. They are going to be depleting, and it's not looking very good here for the ethereal units on the battlefield. The Peak Gate Guard Hammerers are holding here up against the Zombie Pirates, and I fight here with a bit of a mistake. My Sky Hammer runs out of ammo, so it dives into glorious combat as I fight here up against the Mongols and does some pretty decent work indeed. But you can see, sadly, we do actually have Count Noculus coming over, and he's an anti-large armor-piercing sniper. And we have the Sky Hammer, which is a very heavily armoured large target. So he only has 6 melee defense, and Noculus is an absolute weapon in melee combat. So he takes down the Sky Hammer in a matter of seconds. Seeing such a beautiful machine destroyed just like that is so heartbreaking. But of course we have my Dragonback Slayers moving in for the kill here up against Noculus. So on the side, we are going to have the Iron Breakers getting that Master Rune of Speed, which is going to be giving the double time ability there on that plus 24 melee attack as they fight up against the Depth Guard. We have Thoric Ironbrow fighting here, of course, no debuffs as the Sirens are gone. A Pit of Shade in the backside, really nicely casted, so it's only going to be catching my Iron Breakers and not the rest of his force. But of course, Thoric Ironbrow is a bit of a threat here. He'll be very good up against the Death Guard. He'll have enough weapon strength to kill models, which means they won't be regenning thanks to their hunger ability. Now, the Iron Breakers have held like absolute champions. On the battlefield, we do see the Master Engineer popping shots in the pocket. Balance of power is now for the first time going to be in my favour. In the sky, the Foulbats are going to be depleting, fighting up against these Brimstone guns. And, you know, they're certainly going to be giving it to them in melee combat. So we're rather late into the game. I did forget, sadly, about my ability here of restock. I didn't use it too much on my gyrocopters. I was a little bit overwhelmed and panicked at the beginning because I was very quickly throwing the game. But we see here that the Dragonback Slayer is really drawing down up against Noculus. Of course, you know, that flammable ability is not going to be two-handed, so we don't have too much fire attacks. But still here, if we do manage to get some shots off with some flaming attacks, that could do really, really well indeed. It's certainly a very nice combo. So Invocation of Nehek going down on Noculus as he fights here up against my lovely bearded boys as they're going to be slashing. And I don't really quite understand, you know, their pants are going to be this really, really weird green and red, but I love it. I love it. It looks like pajamas. It looks like they're just always fighting in pajamas, and I'm all about it. But the tattooed boys here are going to be chasing after Noculus. He's trying to waddle his way out. He's going to be super slow at 27 speed, but he is going to get away, and the zombie pirate summons are going to be kind of holding back the tide of the Dragonback Slayers. Over on the right hand side, we see the depleting here with the Death Guard. They have been eventually overcome, and we have the Iron Breakers holding like the true Chads that they are. Thoric is going to be slashing against all of the Death Guard units. Flashbomb goes down as well, really negating all that melee defense as Noculus comes over trying to save the day. In the sky, we do manage to use restock. We have the gyrocopter shooting here up against Count Noculus. He tries to go in. The Rune of Speed goes down. Sorry, the Rune of Slowness to make sure that Noculus cannot chase here after Thoric Ironbrow. That's pretty much his only way back into the game at this moment. Then we have the Slayers diving across, trying to see if they can fight here up against Knuckles, but that's going to be army losses. GG's, and well played here to my opponent, Battlesea. So if you don't know that man, that myth, that legend, he is going to be on Twitch. I will be leaving a link down below. I'll pin it there so you can go check him out. He does pretty much only stream. He does actually have a YouTube channel as well. So do try and see if you can check both of those out. I'm sure if you find his Twitch, you'll be able to find his YouTube, no problem. But thank you so much. Him and I played 8 games in a row. I worked 19 hours yesterday from like 4 AM all the way to 11 o'clock at night, and I was drained. But he came on and put on a worldy performance. I think he beat me in every single domination game, and then I won all but one of the land battles, I think. But yeah, it was tremendous time, really good, and he's such a nice bloke. So we have 1,500 for Count Noculus, 1.3k for the Queen Bess, with 670 for the Depth Guard. They held really well, and they did some really good work. I can't help but think that Sirens, they did go down pretty quickly, blasting charges. And then also, of course, the Peak Gate God Hammers did finish them off. But I wonder if you kept them on the flanks and they fought and maybe got a bit more rear charge. I think the Sirens late game could be an absolute nightmare. Because, of course, once you start getting exhausted, leadership starts taking a bit of penalty. That terror, those rear charges, and all those nice juicy effects that you really can get here with the Vampire Coast could really come into play, and I think Sirens could be the death here of Dowie on land battles and especially domination. We have 940 for the Carronades, 900 and 744 for the Deck Gunners, with the Failbats coming in at 880. These boys, keep an eye out for them. They are scary for sure. 23, 36 and 130 there for the Zombie Pirate Deckhand mobs. So for myself, Thoric Ironbrow coming in at 626, 860 for the Master Engineer, with 330 for the Norgrimling Iron Breakers. 153 kills, 1,700 for the Peak Gate Guard Hammerers, with the Sky Hammer coming in at 1.6k. Beautiful thing indeed, beautiful thing it is. 1.3 for the Iron Breakers for 164 kills, 1,900 for the MVP here, the Dragonback Slayers. Didn't quite catch it there, but in the backside they shredded through a unit of the Mongols. They have so much good bonuses large and that slow and all the debuffs. And then additionally, they do actually have physical resistance, so they can be a little bit of a nightmare there to deal with. We are actually going to have 900, 400, 300 and 1,020 there for the gyrocopters. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this game. If you did, please smash that like button. Feel free to leave a comment down below and subscribe if you haven't already. So I've been your boy Logic. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next early access video.